Welcome to the Outlier Podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Conlin, and I've got a fun little Friday episode for you today. Joining me is none other than NBA legend, entrepreneur, and wellness advocate, John Salley. So I don't pretend to know anything about sports, but he is promoting this new documentary that he's a producer on, and it's called God Bless Bitcoin. So I just had some fun with him because I was like, oh, hey, John, so I know nothing about sports and I know nothing about Bitcoin or crypto. But yeah, let's talk. So no, we actually do have a fun-ish conversation. And of course, I can't help but bring up Diddy. And what he says is pretty interesting. I mean, the interview was timed, and he had to jump off to get to another one. So I didn't get to go too deep with him, although I really wanted to. But yeah, I can't really tell if he's a Diddy supporter or if he's just like, I don't want to talk about this. There are more important things in the world. You guys can decide. But we do chat about his incredible NBA career and all of his passions. And oh, I did ask him about the recent tragic passing of Dikembe Mutombo, who just died of brain cancer. The two were friends and they were both legends on the court. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy my interview with NBA legend John Salley.
I said, hello, Lauren. How are you?
Oh, I did not hear that. I'm doing well. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to speak with you right now.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure is all mine.
I mean, I don't pretend to know a lot about sports. I don't pretend to be a huge sports fan, but I know you, John. I absolutely know you. I mean, you made history as the first player to win NBA championships with three different franchises in, I believe it was three different decades. I mean, you hold an extremely unique place in NBA history. Talk to me just about how you feel today, looking back at your entire career, and you're still doing amazing things.
I love the fact that I get to live my life. And a lot of people, and what I mean by that is I get to, like, a lot of people don't get to. A lot of people are stuck.
Mm.
And I realize this is the only life I have. So I didn't waste it on bad thoughts, bad people. I literally took advantage of this thing we call life.
Yeah.
So when I wanted to act, I became an actor. I wanted to jump out of a plane. I found the safest place. When I wanted to learn how to drive fast and race cars, I did the Toyota Grand Prix. When I wanted to, this documentary, God Bless Bitcoin, when I wanted to get into making documentaries, yeah, it would make sense to make a sports documentary, but Michael Jordan made a great one, and I happened to be on it, and I was like, I want to get into this business. So I literally do everything I can with the time I have.
Wow. That's pretty powerful. I mean, I think that, yeah, you are a doer and no one is disputing that because you clearly have done so much with your life and your career. And just before we get to the documentary, I did want to ask you, Dikembe Mutombo, he just passed. Do you have any memories on or off the court that you can share about your relationship?
Yeah, we were friends. We were very cordial. We both played very similar. I blocked shots. He blocked shots. He blocked more than me at one time. He became well known for it, but he also is one of those people that didn't just sit still. He always looked out for the next person and the next person. So he knew how big of an impact he was going to be, not just for his country, but for his world to see the that it wasn't Africa wasn't as bad as they say, and if it was, this is how you could help. So Dikembe was always a person who you can look to, happy to be around,
Yeah.
a gentleman. But I miss him. I'm glad he made such an impact in 58 years on the planet.
Oh, well, that was really special. Thank you so much for sharing that. let's get into God bless Bitcoin because I have to tell you, I don't understand cryptocurrency. I don't understand Bitcoin. For someone like me who is truly in the dark about a lot of that, why should I watch it?
You should watch God Bless Bitcoin. One, because I'm executive producer and I don't do bad stuff.
Okay,
That's the
fair.
first thing. Second thing is that you've been designed not to understand. They don't want anybody to understand money. They want everybody to be in an energy flux when it comes to money. They want you to fear, and they want you to put value into something that has no value. It has value, but it's devaluating constantly. So it's important that you watch to understand the future is here. It's not coming. The future is here. AI is here. The blockchain is real. It's been there for the past 15 years or so. And if you don't, you're starting to see Sony is into the blockchain. Apple Pay is into the blockchain. Right now, if I ask you to purchase something and you left your wallet at home, but you had your cell phone, you
Yeah.
would be fine, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people are not realizing that's
Good point.
where it's going.
Hmm.
So the blockchain is an open ledger. It doesn't let them do the hidden behind the scenes Madoff Ponzi scheme mentality that the American dollar is under now. This is definitely digital information, cryptocurrency, but the best cryptocurrency, the one that has been standing so long, the first of the first, the big dog, is
Yeah.
Bitcoin. So if
Okay.
you buy Bitcoin right now for $100 in 5 years, it's either going to be worth $500, but it's never going to be less than $100. So it's the best saving account you can possibly invest in.
Okay, this is interesting. I find myself paying attention to you when you speak. When my husband tries to explain it, God bless him, I fall asleep, I hit my head. I don't want to listen. Yeah, no, it's nothing against him. I'm just like, I don't get it. So forgive me if this sounds stupid, John. And maybe people talk about it, I just don't pay attention. But is there a future with Bitcoin, crypto, and politics, I guess? Could people donate to political campaigns through Bitcoin or crypto, or is that not going to be a thing? I guess I'm trying to process this in my head.
Okay, so only pretty soon, because
Oh.
paper fiat currency is going away.
Mm.
Pretty soon, the only way you'll be able to do anything is digitally, which is not pretty soon, right now. So the bank right now is 100% digital. I could wire from my cell phone from
Yeah.
my bank account.
Hmm.
Um, and they're still going to charge me fees of $25, $40 if I use Swift, because they have to figure out a way to make money on your money. They're charging you a fee to do what you naturally are doing without any of their help. They're still charging you. It's the
Mm.
difference with Bitcoin. If I wanted to send you something, I can just all of a sudden send it to you, and we're fine, and we're on and popping. We don't have to have the bankers no any longer. Central bankers no longer in charge of my life or
Right.
yours.
Okay.
And you should listen to your husband. He was smart enough to marry you.
Okay, fine, fine. Poor guy. It's an ongoing joke. I always say he has a word quota to hit because I'm like, all right, you said enough words for the day. You hit your quota, man. I love him. He is. I didn't mean to make him a target for this, but John, quickly, how did you get into producing God Bless Bitcoin? How did you get into all of this?
I literally was being interviewed, and I asked, "How can I get down? How can I be involved?"
Cool.
Because I already had my own production company. I've done a couple of movies.
Love it.
I've been in Hollywood for 27 years, so I
Mm.
was an asset. I was an asset, not a liability. That's how I got involved. And uh,
Wow. Okay. No, that makes sense. In 2024, that makes sense. You need to be an asset, not a liability. Speaking of liabilities, I mean, we're seeing a lot of things unfold right now, not to drag you into all of this, but my gosh, Diddy, every day we're learning something new. You must just be sitting there with your mouth wide open. I'm sure you've run into him a few times, but God, could you have ever imagined what was about to happen?
Yes, because the more powerful, remember, um, the more powerful you become, the more haters and the more things are going to come around. People are going to see things the way they're going to see it. Um, just last summer, um, we were at Earn Your Leisure, and he was giving away $1 million in scholarship. He had given back different publishing to his artists, and people are going to be upset. Now, I say, if you're KRS-One, the great rapper, once said, if you were the king, you have to realize that people would hate you. So they're running into him. But I'm gonna tell you something. He also was talking about empowering Black people financially, empowering Black people in the working world, not just being pigeonholed. So a lot of things came at him, a lot of negative and a lot of positive. So I just always say, once you have somebody with that much, just understand, don't gloat, don't point fingers. Understand that it's, especially as much as we're hearing, come on, man, we're about to be in war. Iran is about to be in war with Israel. We're about to have the biggest election in American history. There's a lot going on, not to be caught up with Diddy.
Well,
that's why I tell my daughter, I said, pay attention. Pay attention.
Yeah. And all I'll say to that, John, is that multiple things can be true. Everything you just said can be true, while, concurrently other things can be true. But I'll leave it there. I appreciate your opinion and your thoughts on everything. How can people watch God Bless Bitcoin?
You can go to godblessbitcoin.com. It is free for you to learn. It is free for you to figure out the future. So you can check it right there, God Bless Bitcoin, and tell your husband I said hello.
I will. He'll be so happy. Thank you so much, John Salley. I appreciate your time. Bye.
Ciao.
That was just so funny to me when he's like, say hi to your husband. I played that for my husband, Matt, but I didn't play the parts where I said that he has a word quota, or that he puts me to sleep when he tries to teach me about Bitcoin or crypto. Sorry, Maddie. But no, that was a really fun interview. I just was a little perplexed about his thoughts on Diddy. I'm like, okay, are you supporting him, or are you just trying to make us realize that Diddy isn't everything and that there are other things going on in the world, which I acknowledge. And I also acknowledge the fact that, yes, Diddy is still innocent until proven guilty, but man, all of these allegations coming out every single week, and now with that Texas law firm, the Busby law firm, claiming that they have over 120 victims that they have vetted, mind you. I mean, this is explosive, but I digress. I should do another Diddy episode next week, so maybe I'll do that. But just closing us out, John Salley, you can go and see God Bless Bitcoin on the website, godblessbitcoin.com, and it's free. All right, guys, thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, don't forget to rate and subscribe on Apple or wherever you listen, and head to my YouTube channel at Pop Crime TV or my other channel at Primetime Crime Show, which we do a show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. All right, I'm Lauren Conlin. Thanks for listening.